It's very, whatever, in other words, what he's saying is not just what you're saying, what you think you understand, what you think you have it out. It's anything. When we understand it, it's not the way the thing is. The thing is shalei b'erech. There's part of it that's being revealed to us that I can have a grasp and understand something, but it's not the thing the way it is. He said, you have a five, means the realization that I can get it. A five is a whistle. He gave a whistle. He got the story.
No, I'm listening to
it. The story finished already.
Yeah.
That was the end of the story. The story was, he asked him, what's the pshat? What does it mean? Atzilus or pshitas? What does it mean? Simplicity. So he told him, he doesn't want to tell him. He told him, he started explaining it. Then he says, he gave him they're a good friend. Don't think that they weren't good friends. The Meish Gerari would come every Fabring to his own Meish. Every Fabring, his own Meish was Fabring often, every Shabbos. He would go, he had the whole walk, he went every, and I know he was older, but anyways, he went to him every week to hear his Fabringen. He was bucket in the Gans. Once, the whole story came, he didn't come to the Fabringen, anyway. So he walked to him, the whole story, anyways, the Nakud is they were very close. But he gave him, so he says, you want this is, how can you speak about the Eibishter? It's not a tzilus, it's not a lukus. See, but when he gave a whistle, he says, this is a lukus. Whatever. Shtik. It's not something you could explain. That's the idea what he's saying over here. When you start explaining it, you lost it. It's higher than what we could grasp. Close your mouth from speaking, your heart from thinking. Because of Hamtin Achi Spashi, the fact that the part that says the Losh, wait till it will become revealed, move in the Mikom Kimer as this Cholos Dover. It has something began already. It's not just Kesser's Lashon Shtika, we should be quiet, here is nothing to do. He's saying wait, which means behind the Kesser Lashon Amton, we're waiting, soon we're going to get it. In the waiting, there's two parts of waiting. You have to hold back, not to think yet, not to get it yet. But in other there's hope soon as we can up is der something will come. There's a hope that I'm going to get it one day. If he came right to the stage of Keser, soft at the Shinkum in spheres, it will come down into spheres and will come to understand. Ayin Shom bePirish Rashi, when he says K'tal Lizeh, K'tal Loshen Huchal, Sheina Tikvet, they're waiting, they're hoping for it. Hope a little bit. K'mei Teim Hashem, be quiet Hashem, be Yischelli, hope to him. So you see that it has the idea of hoping and waiting, soon it's going to be. So he's saying that the Eibush is called the idea of Keser is such a level which is beyond understanding. But eventually it will come down. This is this picture. The Yesha Pirshu, the part continues, Keser Kemashmoy. The other Keser like the pushed him in your crown and a Keser Vator. Vatam. And he continues the parties. Just the crown is the head. All different cools of the body came midazu reish kol atzilus. So to this midde, this emotion, this of keser is the head to all levels of atzilus. What does it mean? The Rebbe explained that it's not just it's a head for atzilus in general. But he's medayik, since he says just like the crown is the head to all the levushim, so to this is the head of Atzilus, he's trying to compare it to levushim dafke levush. We'll soon see the advantage of levush. Generally, when we look at levush, we see it's the lowest part of the person. It's not even part of me. It's not connected to me. It's I use in order to be able to speak to someone else, to go out in the public. I need to put on my levushim. But it's not that it's me. And here we're going to come to there's something even deeper in the levush. Which that's the reason why you can't eat the levush, so to speak. It surrounds the person. It's higher than a person could accomplish within himself, could grasp within himself. Akapon, he didn't mention it yet, Akapon, but he's medayik in the Loshna. He says the head of the levushim, it's not a source to the Eiris Pnimim, it's a source to the Eiris Makifim. In this type of Keser, that's the head of Atzilus, the stress is it's the source of the Makifim of Atzilus. So we understand what's Makifim, why you need many Makifim. Ukmei, just like we got, you have Levushi Areish, in Reish, Levushi Aguf, the hat, or the yarmulke, whatever, you wear a scarf, whatever. So So as the head for the levushi aguf. The inatoret tzorach leimer, a crown. You have to say she's a lamayla gam b'chinas levushi areish. It's not a levush. It's not you wearing to cover yourself with it. It's like a tachshit. It's something. It's not you wearing it like in the winter. We wear a coat, a hat to cover ourselves. For the head, so to speak, it's something beyond that. It's a keser. It's even higher, and that's the reish l'kol atzilus, even for the levushi reish and for the levushi aguf. The gashman, we have to understand l'mayla mitzvah shefach. The yesha pirshu keser meloshen machtiras hatzadik. It says losh. It doesn't bring the rosh. It says loshen rosh l'machtiras hatzadik. He surrounds him. He takes him around. Bakavone. What does it mean over here when he surrounds him? Loshen sivu l'chol atzilus b'teichi. He accomplishes the whole atzilus within himself. Nikro Cohen, why is he called a surrounder? Lirmis to hint to us al tarach hamuder hameinim imenu ubatzmusei. To hint us to the 620 lights, hamuder, which come from him and in him. Ve'im keiches ne'elomim hashefim eir hanelam el hanatzolim haTachtenim. It's hidden powers which give hidden light to the Netzolim. Netzolim Atachtenim is biyachas to Keser, Atzilus is called Tacht. Ad Kan L'Shem. What does it mean? He's going to focus on the last Pirush. He's going to include also the other ones, but the last one is a very basic one. That surrounds. The idea of Keser, we always call it Makif. What is a Makif? It surrounds. It's like a Shemer. It watches over him. Which Hashem is it's negate the whole kiyum odom. The person doesn't have clothes is not just that he doesn't have clothes. Actually, the mensch is kimensch. His whole seichel midas don't work. Or homeless. He doesn't have a house. It's not just hat nicht kein Stub. There's a mensch on a Stub. No, without a house, it's a kemensch nicht. It's the odom is losing out. The whole person is lost. See it, Lamayla. Huh?
These lights from Kessel.
Yeah. Lights of that's what we're saying. It's kesedika lights. It's not regular. We'll see. Yeah, what does it mean that it's what's the taracha mudayir and what's it's in it, and then it comes out and it's sheifeya elam atzol mataftenim. He's going to take our. This is the part. This is before Chassidus takes every word. It's like a whole binyanav. They explain it. I don't know if other people learn the parts will understand what's flying, but Chassidus will help us. I can't understand. The Pchinas Keser B'chlal. Here is starting the Maimeris. For now, there's a tzitut, so to speak, from the Ad Kan L'Sheni, from the Paradise, and now I'm going to explain it. V'hin Yodua, Pchinas Keser B'chlal, Pchinas HaRotz. Keser is Rotz. Gemei Keser d'Atzilus. Pchinas HaRotz l'Haitz l'Ilam Atzilus. What's Keser d'Atzilus? The will to be Maitz l'Atzilus. Chen Keser d'Briya, Ho HaRotz l'Ivre Ilam Abriya. The hein pchinas haksorim aprotim. This individual ksorim. What comes out, or just these words itself, rotzen, by a person rotzen can well, but really by a person also rotzen is very powerful. A person wants something, everything will come through. Or it says, when you learn something you want, so then you start thinking differently, you understand it better. Why is it? Because the will is very powerful. It takes over the person. It reveals and expresses the person to himself. What he wouldn't be able to see, what he doesn't experience on his own regularly, when he wants and is interested, his whole person, the whole personality comes out. So by a person, the regular understanding is that if I want, and I do. So in other words, if I wouldn't want, I wouldn't do. Let's speak about keichatnu. If I wouldn't want to move my hand, I wouldn't move it. I want, so I move. In other words, there is that keichatnu which is separate of rotzen, and the rotzen is mainly the keichatnu. The same thing in seichel. Here, Lechora wants to say even deeper than that. The whole seichel, the whole tnua is coming from rotzen. The flat lamayla, the pshat is that it's already kayom. Chassidus explains even by the person, but the frat lamayla, it's not the pshat that Atzilus is already kayom, and the rotzen is mafil Atzilus. The whole Atzilus is netzels becoming nimtza b'metzias from Keser. It's a Isgalus from Kesser, because he wants Lahaitz Leilam Atzilus, the fighting Givor and Atzilus. The whole being of everything at the end of the day is because the Eibishter wanted to be. So really, Ratzon is the source of the thing. So that there's individual will and individual Ritzainus in order for every single individual world to come to existence. Then he says there's higher than that, there's Ratzon HaKloli. B'chinas Ak Nikir Kesel Gabe Klol Seishtalshlus. It's a Machshav Akdum, the first thought after Tzimtzum about the whole idea of Elamis. That's what's called Odom. It's the whole parts of its Keel, all the Elamis. It's the Kesser for all the worlds. Like it's brought down the Mishnah Chassidim, like Kabbalah Sefer, the Ak, who b'chinas Arich the Dal Deil Musabiyah. Ak is the Arich of Dal Deil Musabiyah. Like this, we know Arich is the lower dag of Kesser. Chitzenis HaKesser is called Arich. The Arich of Atzilus is Chitzenis HaKesser of Atzilus. But Mishnah Chassidim says that Ak is considered the Arich of all the Elamis. Because it's the Rotzen of all the Elamis. Just the Rag, Arich, it lengthens everything. Everything, like in Atzilus, it's called Zeir Anpin, in Arich it's called Arich Anpin. The same thing with Ak, everything is even more Arich. It's even more Bligvul. According to what we said before, if Rotzen means the will to understand, like my person's Rotzen, what could I want? Bligvul, there's no limits. In Chochmeh, Midas, how much could I feel? How much could I understand? Everything is movable. But instead of Rotzen, I could want Bligvul. So if you have things the way they are mitzad Rotzen, we would be able to go to such a world, whatever we can't, because we're made in Elam Atikun and everything is set what it is. But mitzad Rotzen Atzmi, in the world of Rotzen, Taka there's Bligvul Seichel. The way Rotzen is. Not just he wants, he would like to. Taka has it. If we would live the way it is mitzad Rotzen, it's a high, that's what Kech Sanalomim, Kech Hamaska, like it's over there Taka Seichel and all the Kechas are Bligvul, are Arich, are Bein Arich long, Bligvul. So it's the way they're in Ak, everything is Neifun of Arich. And it's encompassing all the elements. Over there it's Bashva, because the Nakud is everything. Everything is equal, because it's all the Rotzen Elyon. That's the Nakud of everything. So in other words, if we could realize everything waits Mitzad Arich and Mitzad Ak, then everything is the Eibishter's will. That's why also we say in davening, V'chol Keim Olafenachas Shtachas. It's the Lashon Chassidus. Chol Keim is included, the whole Keim, the whole Seder Shtalshlos is bottled to the Eibishter. Where is it bottled? We don't feel the bittul. The way it's an Ak, the whole Keim of Ak is bottled. Because over there, Herzach and Elamis, why is it here? What is it? The Eibishter's will. It's Kachol B'tzayim. On this level of Rotzen, it says on this level of Ak, it says in Zeh, when he wanted to create the worlds, all to create worlds, this is this Rotzen of Ak. Even more general. That means he's taking Kesser even a higher state. This is the simple, what's called Rotzen Poshet. When the Eibishter decided in a simple will, which means it's not that we're forced into it, not like by a person's Rotzen. A person wants something, he needs it, he's missing, he's lacking without it. Lamaila is no such thing. What's Tach Rotzen? It's Rishus v'Rotzen. Just like when a person is not forced to want, but the fact that when a person wants something, he's missing the thing without it. Without getting the thing, he's missing it. Lamaila, it's a poshetik Rotzen. That means it's not. It's B'ritzenia Poshet means he's not forced into it. There's nothing to it besides his will. He decided to want. That's what in the end of the day, that's what the thing is. Like the difference when we get something mitzad harotzen or we get something mitzad haseichel. With that akla, we do things. When a person says, "I want something," is it real want? Is it absolute rotzen, or he needs it? He must have it. It's not a rotzen. Rotzen means I would want it. I would like to have it. It's not I could have it, I could not. Everything's equal, but I want it. That's rotzen. If I could say that, it's b'shove. No, but then I want it. That's when Rotzen comes in, or else it's not Rotzen, it's Hechrech. I'm forced, I need it. I must have it. I want to learn. I don't want to learn. I need to learn, or else I'm going to feel like or not do the kavon. I'm not going to. So it's a Hechrech to learn. If I go to sleep, I have to sleep, or else tomorrow going to be a disaster. So it's not I want to do it. I have to do it. But the real Rotzen is Yeonein is b'shove. Once I'm doing it only mitzad Rotzen, only because I want it. For example, someone asks you, "You want a drink?" So he says, "No, I don't want a drink." And then the guy says, "You want tea or coffee?" He says, "I don't want anything." So, but what if you could get tea or coffee? What would you want? Say, give me a tea. And then you get the tea. So what do you see in the tea? You see a tea? You see, listen, whatever I want, I get. The teichen of the thing is not the thing. The teichen is, look, I wanted this and I got it. The thing itself has no shavius. It's not the thing that I'm gaining. At Lamailo, the teichen of Elamis has no teichen. There's no inyan in it. It's all about kachol b'tzin. This is the Eivishter wants. So the teichen of the world is Ashlam Asadotz, and the Eivishter Kivyochel, he got what he wanted. Not that there's something, or more than that, the whole mitzvah of the world is completing the Eivishter's will. We don't feel it because the world wasn't created just by Rotzen. They went through the whole Seder Shtalshlis. But mitzad Rotzen, that's the teichen of Welt. Al Koponim, he says that's all of B'tzenia Posho, just the word of Posho, that is not that he's needy, that he needs it. The whole teichen is the Vazei Vile. Al derech, we let this have. Good, you're going to have to start going, what's the difference between Posho and Tchire? Those are from Besonder. In
other words, the Rotzen is not B'fia Seichel. It's not because I understand that this is good or...
Nothing to it. No Vazei Vile. That's true Rotzen.
Kesser represents that.
And Kesser is the idea of Rotzen. That the Eivish just because he wanted. You're right.
So up to now we're talking about, we started explaining Kesser as Hamtana and Shtika.
It's connected.
And then it says V'yesh Pirshu, and V'yesh Pirshu is V'yesh Pirshu. I think, that's what it sounds like is that the fact that the Rebbe Rashab brings all those V'yesh Pirshu, it's not one or the other. It's each and every one of those represents Kesser.
Right. Yeah. The kol zeh hu b'chinas keser b'chol madrega madrega. This idea is in keser every level. Shekel ba'atzmei. What happened? What's that shaila? What time is it?
9:43.
9:41. I was told never go over an hour, else you lose the crowd. 45 minutes is also overdoing it.
We're 38.
It's okay.
We're 38 minutes.
Okay, weiter.
Kol zeh hu b'chinas keser b'chol madrega madrega. This is true in keser in every madrega and madrega. Shekel ba'atzmei kol ma she'olo b'chinas rotzen zeh. It includes in itself everything that he wanted. Just like we said in keser of Ak, that is kel the whole Seder Shtalshlos. In every keser, when you want it, he has it. It says Lashon. Miyad she'ol b'tzeini miyad nishav, right where they were created, they exist. I said before that by Lamato you want, who said it's going to happen, but Lamaile he's wanting, that's the source of the thing. The Metzius Hadovor is Nimtz already exists. That's the ultimate existence of the thing, is the will. The fact the way it comes out later, that's already, so to speak, a descendants of the thing. That it's lowering down, starts getting Akbol, it's got to start getting Teir Dover, start getting definitions. Really, the ultimate idea of it is the way it's in the level of Ein Sof, the way it's Bligvul, the way it's Mitzad HaKeser. That's so Mele in the Rotzen, when he wants it, it exists there, and he includes it. It's part of him. Then after it comes to existence in a revealed way, whatever already was there hidden in the Rotzen, then he surrounds it. Everything that's created. Moshel Gashmi just. A Gashmi Mamish. He said you have a city and you have the wall around the city. You have the Chemo. You have the ear, the city, and the Chemo. So what's the he used to say like there's a machlekes between the wall and the city. What's the ikir? Is the ikir the wall or the city? The city says, for sure, ikir is the city. The wall is just to help me out. So the Chema says, Pumpfarket. You wouldn't be here without me. Your whole being is thanks to me. Your whole city is thanks to the wall. If there wouldn't be a wall, the enemies would come and be under you. Your whole mitzvah, your whole kiyum is thanks to the city, a house. A person doesn't have a house. He's not a person. So it's a machlekes. The person says, no, I'm the ikir. And the house says, no, Tiferes Odom L'Shavas Bais. The person becomes a mensch when he has a house. Kol Mishin L'Bais in Odom. The house makes the person. It gives him a chizuk. It comes to himself. He experiences himself thanks to the house. What's the rocks have to do with it? It's a mazunah kasha. Or the Metzius is that the makif, somewhere beyond my capacity, that gives me kiyum. For sure, when we speak about nefesh adam in the person himself, his rotzen, that's what gives him, that's what gets him running. Why is he doing anything? There's nothing a person does he doesn't want to do. Every single act a person does, he wants. Without that, shut, the nefesh is not basis galus. There's no rotzen. The nefesh, like it says, ein nafshi elam hazeh. It means ein ritzeini elam hazeh. I'm not interested in them. And there's no rotzen. There's nothing coming. Why? Because the rotzen, that makes everything happen. That gives kiyum, that gives chizuk, that makes things exist. We already explained now, it's not just that it's thanks to that he starts using his head, l'moshel, it's kind of being the chofetz, or a different motion he used to say, Iboy toin. The Gemara always says, if he wants, he could taine. What's pshat? If you want, you taine. If it's the right taine, you say it. What's pshat? If you want? Because the wanting, the iboy, that's making him say this taine. Like it says Nayimye, that even women will come up with such svaras that the Tanoim and Meroim are arguing about it. Why? Because it's negeh to them. So then they could come up with the greatest svaras. Because the rotzen, like Sheikhad, it says, Sheikhad Yavi Chachom, because he starts feeling close to the person, so he feels for the person, so he starts thinking for the person. So the rotzen makes the metzias of seichel. But in any case, really, since rotzen is the expression of nefesh, that makes seichel and midas come to existence. That's, so to speak, the first step, because it's explained further. That's making the nefesh b'Yisrael. Let's learn it. Okay, Beis, the same thing. Okay, make Kassid, that silas. So he's keilu kol as spheres that silas. He includes within himself all the spheres of Atzilus, all the keiches, like I said, nefesh adam, the rotzen is keilu all the keiches, and later they come out. Okshenet salat silas. Once Atzilus comes out as spheres protis, hayibichem a Kasser saved v'makif as Atzilus. So Kasser surrounds it. It gives kiyum. It gives it existence. It gives it a chizuk, just like by a person. Lamaylo is always lamaylo. The fact that in Atzilus Hetzechon that the Eibush is beyond being understood, that gives the chizuk, that gives the kiyum to the spheres of Atzilus. It doesn't explain yet what's Kasser exactly, but the idea that it's a makif, that we have out.
Is this al derech kechapel benifel?
I think it's stronger, because I think kechapel benifel is making it, it's like the seichel, kecha seichel is involved in the seichel, that's called. So it's a shayches protis with this inyan that I'm doing. Kesser, it's a chizuk atzvi to the door. It's not just I'm connected to this thing. I want, therefore comes out seichel, comes out midas.
No, but the point that it becomes
that surrounds it is
the fact that it's a makif, so this shows that there has to be the rotzen to midi